All right, how y'all doing? And a good Sunday to you. Again, Joe here with another episode of your Deep Cut Sunday tracks. Today is a special one. Friday was a very special day. Um, I'm a big aficionado of good music. This artist is in one of my top five favorite artists of all time. I've always liked his material, his music, his artistry. Very, very, you know, artful, all around artist, musician, actor, great poet, I dare say, because he is. Talking about David Bowie. Friday was his birthday. Today's a special day because it's the fifth anniversary of his passing. Um, January 10th, 2016, passed away. Left a great legacy, left a huge legacy of music. Had a almost all his albums, all 27 of his albums are like, to me, they're just like masterpieces. I have delved inside of all his albums, his music. Uh, we're gonna talk about a deep track of his that's probably my favorite, I would say. Um, All the Madmen is the song. This song came out on his third album, The Man Who Sold the World. Hey, I'm sure you all recognize the title. Hey, by another band that did this song. But great song. But my favorite track was All the Madmen. Please listen to this track. Was never a hit, was never a single. Just a great track off this album. This album caught my attention because it was right after his folk rock era. He when he first started in '66, he was more of a folk artist in England. Had his guitar, packed his backpack, went out, played in the cafes, bars, But on this album, he just became electric. Um, Got his great band together with Mick, Woody on drums, and just rocked out, rocked out. Um, Hard rock, a lot of uh, metal bands got influenced by this album, I dare say. A lot of you might not agree with me, but if you listen to this album for the time it came out, 1970, I believe, it was a heavy album for the time. I mean, if it sounds right now pretty hard rock, pretty rockin', imagine back then when you had all the peace and love, flowers, early '70s. Um, Bowie just came out and rocked it. Um, but like I mentioned earlier, poetic. Um, because I'd rather stay here with all the madmen. I love that quote from his song. Sane. You got to listen to that track. Again, another album produced by Tony Visconti, who actually played on the album. He played bass, recorder. If you all know what a recorder is, it's kind of a flute type instrument, and you could hear it really good in the song. Master musician, great producer, produced all of his albums through the '70s, '80s, early '90s, and then he stopped for a little bit. He got a couple other producers in there, but then came back, produced his last album. Great album if you get a chance to see that. But All the Madmen, that song, very poetic, very artistry. It has a recorder in the song, but and it's a heavy track. So you got to listen to that track. Again, this was not a hit. It was not in the charts, but probably one of my favorite tracks from him. Um, a couple of other artists did this track. We'll talk about that in a few. Again, I just want to go back to Bowie because this is an artist that you can't miss. You got to check out. And you've heard Let's Dance and Blue Jean and the big hits, the great songs, but you got to listen to the whole album. This guy, you got to listen from side A all the way through the last song on side B, because you're gonna find some treasures in there. If you're a fan of music, of lyrics, um, this is a great album. Again, his early stuff is folky, folk rock. Check it out. My favorite era was from 71 through 76. Ziggy and the Spiders from Mars era. Mick Ronson, may he rest in peace. The glam hard rock era he had. Diamond Dogs, the Man Who Sold the World album. Gene Genie, all those songs. Great tracks because, again, he was the chameleon, The chameleon changed. He went from rock and roll to R&B to jazz, a lot of jazz stuff in there. That's an artist. That's a true artist, The Let's Dance album was a great album, and Stevie Ray Vaughan played guitar on that album. It was from one of his starts in music. Bowie actually wanted him for his band. Of course, we all know, he went on to form his own band, Double Trouble. That's history. Carlos Alomar came through this band. Earl Slick, Mike Garrison. You got all these great artists that he had. But Bowie, is the prime artist we're looking at here, but great musicians along the way. So again, all the Madmen, listen to that track. This song was covered by Gothic band 80s Alien Sex Fiend. Personally, I love goth music. I love the dark wave. It wasn't bad. They took a very, very different approach to the song. Made it electronic-y, gothy. Took a different approach. Came out on an EP released in 2009. Self-titled again. All the Madmen. Check it out if you get a chance. It's worth it. Good vocals. The music. I want you to check out the music on that song, and I'll put the links. But you got to check this album out. The Man Who Sold the World. All the Madmen. Okay. Good history on this album. I did purchase this through another avid record collector who was collecting his collection, of selling his collection. This is the American pressing, first pressing. The English pressing is very hard to find. If you do come across it, it's gonna be pricey, but I don't see this one too much around. At least it's the first pressing American release. All right, I hope you liked the episode. Have a great new year, 2021. We're on. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, again, Joe here from Deep Cut Sunday Tracks.